Oh, that's what I remember from the episode 1. Episode 2 and scene. I'm a mess, you know that. Excuse. What happened in episode 2, guys? Oh, we learned that Angel's in a guys. I had to go back before I sat down because I was like, I thought she said she was in a relationship with this guy for 13 years. No, she's known him for 13, but they've been dating in the last year. She says he's building a house for them and he wants to get married, but he wants to do it the right way. Episode 2, with Sarisha meeting up with Maria, and then they discuss the event that happened and how it wasn't really a success. Maria then tells her that she's actually throwing this fucking event that is a husband appreciation event. What the fuck, girl? I mean, listen, actually, if the gays love it, I still fucking hate it. There. Truce. Okay. She lets her know that she's throwing this thing and she'll invite everybody. So she's like, are you okay with Ron showing up to this thing? And she's like, yeah, we can be somewhat cordial since. By the way, Maria greeted, I wouldn't bother, at the party last episode. Nonko and Jojo arrived and then Jojo said hi, but very passively, very like, so you don't say I didn't. It's as God that I am, you made Isa. I did explain. Girl, don't bring me that. Obiani, don't be like. And then like Maria still wants to say, you look good. Like, yo, bitch, no. And then after a while, she calls out to Jojo. She's like, hey, how are you? And then also at the burn party, Maria was like all tearful, talking about how she still loves Jojo and she wants them to reconcile and stuff. To which Sarisha calls her out in the scene, like, what in the fake shit were you all on yesterday at this thing, Because at the burn party, Sarisha actually called out Sane. She's like, I want to let this person go. I feel like I brought them into the group and they caused like a lot of turmoil and stuff in the group, and but I'm gonna let it go, and this is what I'm burning to say. I'm done with this and it's off my chest. And then we have Zama and her cousin or her sister in the other scene, and she's telling her about what happened and how this young lady Angel came for her and stuff. And then they get into talking about some health issues that she's had. I love it. I think social media has done great at allowing Black women in particular to discuss, reproductive health, fertility, health, infertility struggles, things that could possibly mean I love the transparency, the openness, the stripping away of shame, because that's gonna get us to a point where when another woman is dealing with these kinds of things, they're not gonna feel like they're any less a woman, like something is the matter with them, they weren't favored, and they can't live a full life, they'll never feel fulfilled, they're missing out on the core part of womanhood, they can still have a full life. And it's normalizing these kinds of conversations and normalizing different kinds of womanhood and making it that all of it is like normal, all of it happens and it's okay, not one is right, not one is wrong, we should just support each other. She talks about the fact that during COVID, she discovered that she had, I think she said fibroids, but she had to go in for an operation, and she did all the checkups thereafter, but she says she hasn't been since, and she's feeling the need to go back. So they can touch on that and see if there's anything that needs to get done there. And then we have Slee, who links up with her brother to have a good show. Guys, this scene there, I really, you guys know how I feel about dads, nah? Like, I really feel like if a person wants to walk out of your life like that, I am always wishing you all the healing and the understanding. But I think it's so emotionally charged that we can't make it an intellectual thing and say, whatever. If he wants to, I don't have to want to be in his life. Because here we have a grown woman in Slee still, like, the little girl in her is just crying, screeching really for her daddy. Like, a grown woman has her own kids, is financially overstretched. Those are grown woman problems. Crying for her dad. I was so sad. She's like, I spoke to our little sister, she says to the brother. I spoke to our little sister who's in Joburg, and she says, oh, I spoke to dad however long ago. When she's saying this, I'm working and I'm thinking, does your little sister tell you how the phone calls happen? Only for the brother 2 sentences later to say, if I ever tell you I spoke to dad, understand I reached out to him. He's never going to be the one to do that. But who's the child? She remains the child. From the way she's like yearning for his affection, that dynamic doesn't change. But I think I've even explained to you guys that a lot of the times, especially in adulthood, if you want to heal and change the structure of your relationship with your parent, the onus is somehow going to be on you to change that. And it's not fair, because you're the one who's bleeding, you're hurting, yet you're expected to also wrap yourself up very nicely, right? Get a bandage, get a little thing so the wound doesn't get septic. Like, do all kinds of things, heal yourself, and also be the one that takes the bouquet and olive branch or whatever, the peace offering, the wine. Also be the one that takes it to the fucking bastard that abandoned you. Like, blown. Fucking mind blowing, that dynamic. Men really do get to opt out. There's such heroes. We like put them here, our fucking dads, on these pedestals. And even when they've let us down time and time again, we badly want a redemption arc for them. We literally sit on the edge of our seat, just like waiting for them to do half a thing remotely right, so we can say, see, he did love me. And I guess it's for, I had a present dad, so it's not really, I had a physically present dad, a dad that I had to teach how to be my dad in adulthood. I'm telling you because I know. But he rose to the occasion. When I was communicating certain things, when I was asking him to do certain things, it wasn't a drag. I didn't have to beg for him to do stuff for me or to do stuff with me, you know. But it's sad to say that he didn't know how to be my dad. I had to show him. And then also in part allow him to be my dad, only in a way that I may not understand, but in the way that he knows how. But he was trying. He was always trying, you know. So I felt, oh my God, she cried. She's like, you know, I don't have a mom. He's all I have. You know, these are her siblings on her dad's. She's like, this is the only parent I have left. And, you know, you're a mother now, in Slee's case, you're a parent. You can't fathom not being there for your girls and not calling them and not speaking to them. So it probably even fucks with you a lot more now to know that there's a person walking around there in the world who knows that they made another person and that person is you. But the affection you have for your children, they don't seem to have it for you or communicate it. She broke my fucking heart, hey? Yo, guys, your dads are heartbreakers. Dads are demons. You don't even say your dads. Angel stops by for a cup of tea with her mom and I think her aunt and stuff, and she tells them that she's here to discuss, you know, the possibility of getting married. I don't know why. Truly, I don't know why. There's something about her relationship with this guy, and it's that thing. It's that thing, that intuition that we can't explain to people. Yeah, it's there. He seems like the guy that hung around, and now she's at the cusp of 30. And it's like, because she mentions, oh, he's the opposite of me. I'm so loud, get pa, and he's this, he's that. He's just been... Guys like that, the guy who's always been waiting for his turn, are resentful when you finally give in. And it doesn't show up early. It shows up when a year of dating somebody, I don't give a shit how long you've known them, isn't enough for you to say, okay, I'm doing forevers and evers with this person. Because you're actually just learning this person in this capacity just a year now. You stop trying to think of the person you've known for 13 years. Also, they're like, what, 29? So what, you knew him from when you were a teen? He's probably not cool enough for you. Right? You're the girl with the taxi owner dad or whatever the issue is. And then like you're this, you're that. So there's gonna come a point where that resentment of, when I wanted you, you wanted nothing to do with me. And now he's even building a house. You wanted nothing to do with me. And now you dated all the cool boys you wanted to date and all the people that had their shit and stuff. And now that you're almost 30, you want a good guy because they think they're good guys. Oh my God. Yo, baby girl. Baby girl, I want to be wrong. Angel, I hope I'm wrong, my angel. I know I said a lot about you, but I actually think you're fucking adorable. But yo, I hope it's not the case. Dudes who wait their turn, who just wait in the back for when you pull their number, dangerous fuckers. Resentful, hateful, sad. But anyway, she sits down with them and discusses this, and she's like, she doesn't know how she's gonna go about it. We learned that she also had a condition that may have affected her fertility. There were lumps in her breast, she says, but they checked and it wasn't cancer, but it was something. And then I think she had to go for treatment for it or something, but her fertility is in question now, you know, and they're looking into that. So Angel's condition had her going on contraceptives. She says this happened back in 2018. And being on contraceptives long term, obviously you guys know that it can affect your fertility. She's on 2018. That's quite a bit ago. I know we don't think of it like that, but it is quite a bit ago. She doesn't have any kids and neither does he. She mentions that that's actually one of her deal breakers. She needs to stick to that. Because baby, oh God, you're being a stepmom. But anyway, Maria links up with Zama and Slee. They gather over at the house. Slee tells them about the brand she's working on. They talk about how things unfolded and stuff, and she lets them know that she's throwing this thing, right? So anyway, there's a whole great conversation. Jojo has a little sip and pain set up for her, Nonko, and Angel, and they get to talking, and they learn at the sip and pain that Angel is actually coming in the group by way of Maria. Like, and she's like, oh, my friend Maria. And then Jojo's like, oh, you're friends with Maria? She's like, yeah, I've known her now through, like, you know, work circles, like, you know, business functions and stuff for a little over 6 months, and we're friendly, like, it's giving friendship energy and stuff, you know. So anyway, Jojo lets her know about all that's unfolded with Maria and Ruan and things like that, so she gets a better understanding of what all that talk was about at the burn thing. I am sick and fucking tired of us having to pretend that women who end up on these shows didn't watch the shows before or don't know what's transpired. We're 3 seasons in. This show does well in Mzansi. When you, an influencer, Angel, ends up on a show like this, you watched it. Even if you weren't watching it before, you went and got the gist of what is happening before you came on. Stop acting fucking like dizzy, like, and everybody's just like, oh, when you come into this group, see, when you come into this group, you don't know what happened last year. It's on Showmax. What happened last year is on Showmax. She watched what happened last year. The fuck are you talking about even? Right? Everybody just acting like so cool. Everybody trying to act like, oh, we learn in the scene that her and Nonko know each other. She's done a little outfit, a leopard print outfit. Baby, I hope it's not that fucking ugly one Nonko had where it was like a head to toe, but it wasn't landing. And I can't explain why, but it wasn't injuring. I can't remember. But it was a 2-piece thing that she says she did for her. And she's like, oh, why is she acting like she doesn't know me now? We're back to season 1 when Ngani was acting like she doesn't know who Nonko is. Oh, you're Nonko, as opposed to what, bitch? Yeah. You and I, we know the same peepee. You know that, girl. You know it. It's shut up in both of us. There's people walking around here. You're Nonko. Oh, God. I ended now I'm bored. I like people who go up for Ayanda love some fake shit. Like honestly, Ayanda is fake. Like what the fuck? What the fuck? Please inspect yourself. If you're drawn in by such people, question your sense of discernment. If somebody's offishness and put onness can permeate screen and you can't feel that, are you even with us? Nah, dog. Not Ayanda. Not Ayanda. Oh gosh, you're so fake. Anyway, we're doing more of that fake shit right here. And she's like, okay, you guys gonna come to the party though? And they're like, yeah, you know, she invited us, whatever. This is the one of the celebration of the husbands. This scene, this is the exact moment I missed Annie. The ensemble is doing well. I don't feel her missed as yet. Sarisha does look like she's missing a limb in some parts, but Sarisha has done a great job of trying to play peacemaker in the last seasons that we've had. Even though last year she had more of a stance, she's done a great job of trying to maintain individual relationships with people, and also she's the most money, so they're not gonna come for her like that. And she's not that kind of confrontational where you can straight like beeline for her and just go. It's not gonna work. You're gonna look silly because she has a calming aura about her, so she's just gonna look. You're gonna look silly. You need to have a bit more tact and style if you're gonna go up against a girl like that. You know, she's a chase bitch, right? She's moving these. Asma dice anymore. Asma dice bitch. This is not snakes and ladders, bitch. The fuck. Okay. But anyway, Sarisha has done a great job of that. At times it looks like Annie's missing, but I want to see how the dynamic unfolds. She's Slee, yes, but it's her dynamic with what's her name? The one I just said. Whatever. Annie was different. It brought a realness, like a real friendship to the group. Their friendship reminds me a lot of Garcelle rather and Sutton on Real Housewives of Durban. They were real. They managed to develop a real friendship on camera that felt very nice, and that it took time. They didn't force it. They weren't like, oh my god, we're besties and stuff. But a lot of what brought them together, I suppose, is having men of means and allegedly girl. Annie's apparently not coming back on because her and her man are allegedly financially overstretched. When I saw everybody roll out on their pink, I was like, mean. As a pink girl myself, you hardly see me wearing pink. Hey, love pink. Pink is my shit. I'm thinking of actually painting this pink. I've been thinking about that for a while. Actually, you know, what do you think? I painted pink, but I need it as a notice board. Initially, I was like, should I just go like chalk black, right? Or should I do the thing pink and then have it? Yo, guys, do you remember in the other video where I told you that I do this thing where like it shows up that I want my own stuff, like I do stuff, and then just have a board on it, just like one black board where I can do my. Somebody said I have ADHD. I don't. It's nothing the matter with it if you do. It's just my brain's scattered. That's all. And I want to share the scatter. Apparently she's not coming back on the show because they are, you know, not doing well right now. So I'm guessing, I don't even know if she still has the pink cards. They're not saying they don't have the pink cards anymore. I'm just saying, look, that they're saying she didn't want to come back on the show for her mental health and stuff. But honestly, with the strain of her and George's friendship and how much she truly like loved that girl, I can't say I'm all the way surprised, especially because Joe is back on the show. I think she's saving face if the rumors are true. She doesn't want to deal with the embarrassment. But I don't know what the check is. Maybe the check isn't worth it. Maybe it's not even going to put a dent in whatever issues they're going on. So for her mental, she may as well stay away, you know. And he's another one who has a beauty brand and that we know she has that salon and stuff. But she's been on here 3 seasons and she hasn't tried to sell us a hair serum. She's got good skin, a beauty routine. She's got a great body. She likes working out, gym clothes, nothing. Which makes me think, are you business minded or is the salon some aesthetic? Like, you know, the girls, like, they have a rich husband and they don't want to look stupid. They want to look like they're busy and they want to seem accomplished in their own rights as business people. So the husband sets up something cute, pink and frilly and with some faux fur for them. Like usually a little boutique, a little nail salon. And then they can say, I'm not just... it's starting to feel like that. How have you not leveraged being on this show and you are not exactly a fan favorite, but like... you know, one of the anchors of the show. Nonko has tried to sell us some fucking cheap wine. Her and Tato, the Real Housewives of Durban, they've tried to sell us some cheap wine. Sarisha don't need to sell us shit. She just has events at all these malls and stuff where Vivian opens, so we know to go to those locations, right? We've had a couple of things there by you. We don't really even know what you offer like that. If you're getting on the shows, get on there with product. I'm also very disappointed in Slee. Slee walked into scene at Maria's place in this blue ensemble. She looked hot because she's a beautiful woman. Like, I love it. Slee knew she wanted to do this fashion thing, right? And she's like doing a play on the financially overstretched thing because she got like really like badly dogged for it and she's figuring, let me turn it into a coin. Great idea, but that's not how you do it. Let me tell you what you were supposed to do. You gotta get me on your team, girl. I don't know, since you stretched, if you can afford me, girl, but like, let me do it for free. Let me do it for free from the bottom and the goodness of my heart. But it's late now. But this is what I feel you should have done, right? You should have walked into every scene dressed in one of your own pieces that cost significantly less than what the other women have on, in an effort to prove that you can still look chic and stylish and put together for a fraction of the cost. Don't look like your problems. You don't need to look financially overstretched. You can still step out with the confidence and sit amongst like the Sarishas who are in couture, or you know, Jojo who's in whatever gown that she's in. You can step out in some Slee shit, some Slee Lekali. I always want to call it Slee Lekali because I liked that guy's character on Isidigo. But like, anyway, that's what you were supposed to do. And then at the end of the episode, I feel like some housewives, or Dr. Heavenly in particular, of the Married to Medicine, she has a YouTube channel. She reviews her own show that she's on, and they have like cute monies that they get paid over there. But you know, to spread those tentacles, you gotta be Ursula with the shit, bitch. Many hands going all over the place. Okay, that's what you were supposed to do. Okay, and at the end of every episode, you were supposed to post that outfit, break it down, talk about it, sell it being a fraction of what you would have worn in the past, or a fraction of what some of the ladies were wearing, right? A lot of the people are doing breakdowns and scene of like they literally accounts on Instagram that are breaking down how much a scene was in clothing, right? Like, this housewife wore this and this cost this and this cost this and this cost this, but you can get the look for less at this place. She missed an opportunity. She's looking to do a fashion show at the end. For fucking what? For what? Because you could have been coming onto scene in your own clothes, getting us to pre-order now. But it's late now. It's late. We'll see the fashion show there at the end. Hopefully it's not a fashion without fashions, girl. But where was I even? They show up to the party. Maria and her gay are just being... Well, I guess. The ladies and the gays arrive. Maria like says hi to everybody and how she's like, you know, feels fortunate for present and past friendships, for the gays in the past and the gays, you know, that she has now. Ruan shows up with whomever. They go around the table to discuss when, who met whom, and you know, and stuff like that, and how long they've been friends. There seems to be this great obsession on like the length of time you've known somebody, because longevity is somehow equal to the quality of the relationship. Maybe I don't know, and everybody's always trying to like put like, you know, a little sauce on it, make like you're strong, like closer than you actually are. Oh, we're so cute. Yeah, but we do this. And sometimes people think this is JoJo and fucking rerun, like whatever. And then the production plant. Angel decides to just be a shit stirrer for the sake of it. Says to Maria's new friend, I feel like you're throwing shade at you've been throwing shade at my man Ruan the whole time here. And then wants to back, and then her whole thing is, it just demonstrates a lot of like immaturity for you to allow production to use you like that, but also for you to mistaken being a straight shooter and a shit stirrer. Like, own it, say you're both. It's okay, I'm both, you know. I'll something like, I'm bored, I'll stir the pot a little bit, maybe not really. Like in my old age, I fucking hate that shit. Like, I hate arguments, I hate drama. I'm trying to be at the dinner and go, like, please nobody argue. I can't shout. It's not true that I've been yelling at you this whole time, but like, starting on other people's shit isn't you being an honest person or a straight shooter. That's just you starting mess, and we should not conflate the two. And people attack her, and I'm glad for it. Everybody at the table has their own issues, but they don't want to address them because they don't like how they're being pushed to do so. So they all turn on her. Sleep, and then she says to this guy, "Don't yell at me." And then she's 2 minutes later says she's a yeller, and then Sleep's like, "But you just told oh boy not to yell at you. What if that's just the way he speaks?" And she's like, "That's fine. He should have said that. She's a fucking brat. She's a child, and she wants to be right. And I can't stand it. She makes young women look bad. Young women don't claim her. Right? We have a person here who's never going to be told that they're wrong. And anyway, in this scene, we have Slee trying to gather Angel. She actually apologizes to Zama for how she came at her in her tone. She had mentioned when she had a sip and paint or whatever with Nonko and what's her name? Jojo, that she feels like she felt how she felt. She doesn't like being referred to as kid, but her approach was wrong and her tone was off, to which Nonko was like, I must agree, you were a little off with the tone. You know what I'm saying? Jojo and Ruan don't have really a lot of issue with her addressing the things that she was supposedly not privy to from last season, even though they also say the approach is not the most ideal, but she's not wrong in that there's a lot of pretense in the room and people are actually not getting along. But bangan. Rewind. Nonko sat with us and seen. Guys, Nonko actually gives to the show, and she's not one of my favorite people, no, but you must just, as a historian, you must acknowledge when somebody is a great housewife. She's a great housewife. She's polarizing, right? But outside of that, she does the part of reality TV that Annie went off for. Annie decided that her life doesn't match this, much like Londi, okay? Because they were the cute kept girls with the small waists, and they get all the nice stuff and everything in their lives is perfect. And the moment it wasn't, they got out of here. Nonko gives us, she gives it to us, all of it. She dated that fucking loser. She sat and see now to acknowledge with her sister, who was like, I couldn't believe this shit. And she's like, I feel like he may have done something to me, like used Muti on me or something, and I did find some stuff in his bags. This guy was stealing from my sites. She's in construction, Nonko. This guy was stealing from my sites, and people were afraid to tell me. I was drunk all the time when I was with him. I felt like I was in a fog, like in a daze, and I can tell she is experiencing a lot of embarrassment around being with RD, but she should also then question her relationship with Jojo. I'm never clapping hands for when my friends are doing some weird shit with some guy and I don't recognize who they are and they're fading in front of my very eyes. But not this one. This is just clap, clap all along. Oh, but my friend is happy. What the fuck does that mean? She's a good housewife. I hate to admit it, because I find it to be so insufferable. Again, she said something about God and Jesus. I don't like people who, when it's time to own up to something, I was lonely. I was lonely, and the devil needs to get blamed. No, God needs to get put in. It's sort of like, it's like, am I gonna argue with God? The construct that is God. Now I have to let it go. She does that a lot, and I don't like that. I don't like when she does that. But okay, my angel is doing this. I can read, I can snap back thing at the table, and it's not landing because she's just wrong. Being able to read works when you're, not always when you're right actually, but it's like she's no tact about her. There's no style about her when she's trying to stir the pot or whatever. It's not engineered properly, you know. It's just so blah and blatant and anyway, that's that.